Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are fitting the side window on the sliding door. So as you can see, I've marked out the area here using a cardboard cutout. So we've just used this cardboard cutout here, which we've put against the side of the window itself and marked it around, and then stuck it to the side of the van and drawn that line. What you can see here is I've got some holes going through, just so that's a joining point for when I use the jigsaw to go around the window. It was a little bit tough, this bit, just because you need to make sure you get the measurements all correct for once the window is sitting on there, so that you haven't got any of the metal edge showing inside the window. You'll see when we put the window on that it's got a slight overhang where there isn't actually any sort of see-through glass. So it doesn't matter too much, but you need to just make sure you don't cut it too small so that the metal is then showing through the glass, if you know what I mean. So we're just going to do that now. We've got the jigsaw with a fine tooth metal blade to go around the edge, so that's now what we're going to do. Okay, so got the jigsaw here to cut the hole out in the side of the van. What I've done, you might be able to see, is I've just put some duct tape on the bottom metal plate of the jigsaw, just so that then you haven't got metal on metal, which will, once it starts vibrating, it will then scratch this. So I definitely recommend to put some duct tape or something on there to stop that from happening. So I've drilled the holes, so all I'm going to do now is this should fit in through that hole. I've got a fine tooth jigsaw metal cutting blade, which is for sheets of metal. As you can see, that will fit in like that, and then we'll just follow it round. Probably going to do it slightly inside the line to start with, and then I can always touch it up and trim it where I need to, but it's best to start inside the line rather than outside and overcut it. So just going to do that now. The blade is snapped. Brilliant. Okay, so cut a little bit of the line so far. The board is now starting to vibrate a little bit, so what we've got is just some duct tape just to tape over the bits that we've already cut, so that it stops it from vibrating. Because what you'll find with the jigsaw is if you've got any material that's moving around a lot or vibrating, it makes it very hard for the blade to cut through. So just going to put some duct tape over them now. Obviously it's still going to vibrate a little bit, but it will help as much as possible. Right, so as you can see, we now have a hole in the side of the van. We've cut that all the way around with the jigsaw. What we did is we just put some duct tape all the way around the edge, just to then be able to put the window up against it and check that it all fits fine, which we're happy with. It is all fine. What we're going to do now, before we put the rubber trim on it, we've just got a file, and we're going to file all the edges just to take the sharpness away a little bit. Then we'll get that rubber trim on, and then it'll be a case of cleaning it and then priming the window and sticking it on. So gonna just file all the edges now and get that done, and then we'll go on to the next bit. Okay, so we've filed the edges now, so it's fairly smooth on all of the edges. What I've got here is just a little bit of white hammerite paint that I'm just going to put along the edges all the way around. this will just help to stop any rust. It will just protect the metal. Obviously where there's no paint on that edge where we've cut it now, that could then be subject to rust and moisture and things if it was to get in there. So just going to put a little bit of Hammerite around now. We'll just let that dry for a minute and then we can clean it all up and put the primer on. Okay, so we've got the body primer now to put on the glass itself, and then you also put it around the edge of the window. So going to dip this in here and just do a layer all the way around, and then we'll do it on the van itself as well, just to give that full layer of body primer. This stuff just helps to bond the glass to the van a lot better. When you're using this sealant as well, it just activates it, I think, a bit more and helps it to then stick on a little bit better. So you can see here, you can only really get this stuff, I've found, when you buy a full kit. So when you buy a full kit which has all of the bonding stuff in it, you can get it. Otherwise I couldn't find this anywhere, not in any shops or anything. So we're going to do that now, and then we'll do it on the van. Just got to be careful not to get it on the inside of the window, because this stuff, it will stain. So if you do get it anywhere that you don't want to have it, just make sure that you wipe it off as quickly as possible. Just do it on most of the side of the van. You don't have to go to the right to the edge. You just do it on most of the side. It dries pretty quickly, you'll find. And by the looks of it as well, a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so that is now dry, the primer on the window itself. So we're just going to put a layer of this Master Bond. This is what came in the pack. You buy it online, it comes with this and the primer, and so we're just going to do a layer around the window and then a layer around the van, and then we'll get it stuck on. It's got, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little V cut out of the head there of the nozzle, so that should make it easier to get a nice even bead around the whole edge. Okay, so as you can see, the window is now in. We have done everything that you're meant to do, basically. We've done the silicone Master Bond around the edges of the window itself, and we also did it around the edges of the van, so hopefully that means it will seal everything. We won't have any leaks or anything like that. As you can see, we've just got duct tape on it now. We stood and held it and pushed it up against the side for a good 5-10 minutes, just to make sure that it's all on there nice and tight. And now we have got the duct tape on just to hold it in place. The stuff on the side of the Master Bond bottle says that you can leave it just for an hour, but I definitely don't trust that, so it's going to be having duct tape on for at least 24 hours to make sure that it's all secure and it's not going to fall off. But yes, that is all done. Hopefully, again, no leaks. We'll wait until we have a rainy day and then see if there's a puddle of water inside the van or not. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found a bit of useful information from this video and have learnt something, and it will help you do your van conversions. If you can, please subscribe to the channel and hit a thumbs up on the video. That really does help. And also check out our other social media in the links below. That again will help, and you can look at what we've been doing and what we get up to. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much. Bye.